Hey, Catalyst crew. Welcome to Catalyst Corner, episode 53. It's Sunday, so we've got Partially Proficient on here with us, and, yeah, let's get into it. How you doing, Paul?
Oh, you know me.
I'm
doing pretty good,
it's
actually.
Good. Mother's Day.
Yeah,
A
coming
day
right up.
for mothers of sorts. So, you know I've been working on the AC.
I know.
Okay.
I know about this.
And so I finally got the motor.
Yep.
It took me about 4 hours, dripping in sweat, to get it reassembled, and just because it's really a two-person job to hold it and everything.
Yeah.
It's a little
Figure
awkward.
it out, though.
But of course, I know. Like I said, it's not super complicated.
Sure.
But the board is also, when the fry happened, it also hit the circuit board.
Okay.
So I went to go order from the same company that I got the motor from, and they're Seventh-day Adventists. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And they shut the website down from Friday night, for the Sabbath, from Friday to Saturday evening.
Sure.
It made me irrationally angry.
Why does people practicing their faith make you angry?
It's not because you want to celebrate or observe the Sabbath or whatever the fuck the wording is. No issue there. Just don't take any tickets. Leave the fucking website up so I can put the order in. Just don't fill the order until fucking Sunday. Like, why do you have to take the website down?
Because the website can't work on the Sabbath, obviously.
But if I go to the website, right?
Just your fucking physical
server,
reaction.
The server is still working. Like, you can't. That's such a fucking.
Look, I don't have an answer.
It frustrated the shit. I'm still going to buy it from them because they have all the parts.
Good.
But I'm fucking
need to
fuming.
support 'em.
I'm fuming about it.
Look, how would you fucking simmer down, huh? Allow people to have their religious
Simmer down
freedoms.
on the Sabbath. Look, it's frustrating, okay? Am I allowed to at least? I want them to practice their religion, but I can be fucking frustrated about it. No, I can't even be fucking I just have to be like, you know what? It's great. I'm really happy the website is down.
It seems a little intolerant, that's all.
I'm not asking them to leave it up. I am just expressing my frustration that it is down. If you somehow feel that putting the website down for HVAC parts brings you closer to the Lord Jesus, have at it. But goddamn, does it make me mad when I need a part getting close to the summer and I can't order it.
So everything makes you, like, the fucking strangest things make you mad.
Okay, well, that's one of them.
Yeah, it goes on the fucking list.
So listen, last weekend was Free Comic Book Day. We did a con.
Yeah, little local guy.
Yeah, it was at Double Midnight, Manchester, New Hampshire. Bit of a Comic Con.
Yeah,
their first one in their new location, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people turned up.
Yeah, it was larger than I expected it would be.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be smaller too.
Like, I thought we'd be like one of like 4 tables.
Yeah,
and
no,
there
was a good amount of. There was probably about 30 vendors there.
Yeah, probably about 30 vendors, like a steady stream of people throughout the day. Like, still a very small,
But
floor.
But you got to figure single day con, right? Very local. And not even, it's Free Comic Book Day. That in and of itself is a whole.
Put on by just one comic book store.
Right. And we still got a lot of traffic.
Yeah. It was very cool. Like, the people showing up, too. I've been to quite a few cons in my day, and just the amount of people who decided to cosplay for this.
Not even just cosplay. Cosplay well.
Yeah, some really, really cool ones there.
There were a couple of standouts. Like, I will say the female Predator.
Yep.
That was better than it should have been. I was just like, holy shit. Like, the whole costume was legit.
Yeah, they had the mayor from Nightmare.
That was better than it should have been.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, he stopped in front of our booth. You got a picture, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was such a cool costume. It had the
cool.
two-sided face,
head
everything.
Would spin, all of it.
Yeah.
There was a Carnage running around that was decent.
Yeah.
There was a couple of Harley Quinns that were pretty good.
Yep.
You know?
A handful. You expect to see at least a few.
Sure.
Now
go ahead. You go.
The old nuclear man.
Yeah, so there's this one, and the thing of it is, for you guys who have never kind of like worked a con or anything, if you're into people watching, it's probably top tier.
Oh, it's incredible.
You know, you're sitting down, and people come up to check out your stuff, and you just get an incredible cross section of people.
Right, and let me put this out there that as a nerdy person, someone who goes to cons, I know what we're like. And it's like a weird cross-section of people who like cons and are like real nerdy types of folk anyways.
Yeah, but even in that, it's very varied.
Right. And there's so much variation to it, and you get some very strange interactions that can just be very funny.
Do you know what the most uncomfortable ones are for me?
What's that?
When someone's like looking at stuff and like I'm pretty reserved. Like I don't really like putting my,
Yeah, I could tell.
Well, I had a manic panic getting everything ready, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There was someone looking at some of the wares, and usually I give it like 15 seconds. I'm not going to bother you. You do your thing for 15 seconds. If you're still looking at shit after 15, all I'm going to do is, hey, how's it going? Like just like, hey, I'm here. If you have any questions, I'm not going to give them the full spiel. Just like, hey, what's up?
Maybe they want the spiel. How do you know?
I'm not giving it. That's not it. Look, it's my fucking booth. I'm not giving it.
I'll give it to them.
You can give them whatever you want, but I'm not. So, someone was looking, and I said, hey, how's it going? They did not even acknowledge me. That's uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely... That's always a weird one.
And I know, I'm sure it's like anxiety or something, but it's just it's very weird to say, hey, how's it going, loud enough for someone to hear you, and for them to just not even acknowledge it.
They're browsing the things you created. You're just trying to have like a little friendly dialogue, and it's like, no,
your material is not good enough.
Don't speak to me, vendor slave.
Yeah. You scum. Create monkey. But yeah, so Nuclear Man showed up.
Yeah, I loved him.
He was.
Hold on, explain. Some people might not know the Nuclear Man.
That's a Superman. What is it? Superman 4?
Yeah, I thought 3, but 4's probably right.
Yeah. Who was it? Roddy Piper played
3's
him?
the one with the fucking Kryptonians.
Yeah, I think Roddy Piper played him. And if you know anything about our boy Rowdy, he's a bit rowdy.
That's true.
Yeah.
So he gets the name.
And so that's really all. He's just an enemy. He wants to always fight Superman.
The commitment to the role.
I'm taught he had the mullet.
Yep.
But here's the thing. No hate to him, because I love the energy.
Oh, I loved him.
But I love him like I love like sugar. Like, give me a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure. You know what? That's a very apt compare. Because you know what? I think anyone could enjoy a nice little sugary treat at the end of the day. Something small, something to say like, hey, you worked hard today. You get to have this.
Right. Enjoy.
But
you can't eat cake all day.
Right. If you sit down for dinner and it is just a mountain of like fucking sugary
you're just
bullshit,
eating
you're going to be like,
no,
you can't do it. It's too much.
It's too much. You're going to get sick.
Yeah. He
So here's the thing.
Maintained an energy.
I'm cool with him maintaining the energy the whole way through, right? That's fine for me. But you got to keep moving, bro.
Yeah, and you know what? As far as our booth, he came up, he asked us if we had seen Superman.
Well, no, I think Jim F0123 Art was there as well, and I want to say he was like Nuclear Man. He recognized him, and then the recognition, and the guy's costume was legit.
Yeah, he did a good job.
But then he's like,
he homed in,
and that's the thing, and he starts doing quotes.
He's like, oh, these guys get it. They're about the Nuclear Man.
Yeah, and it's like, we're about it, we get it, but bro, move along.
Yeah. Well, look, I was okay. You and Jim. Hey, look, just so you all know, based off this, if you come to see us at one of the cons, you can get Jim probably hidden behind the merchandise.
Yeah, that's going to be a staple. I think we just hide him.
Evan, just dead dead inside from like the 20 hours,
Yeah,
24
inside
hours
and out. No, we were like 36, but at that point.
of straight working to get set up. But I'll say hi to you guys.
Yeah, Paul.
chin.
Here's the thing. I don't think I can do it without you. Because, like, I'll do the manic panic for 36 hours getting everything ready. It has to be perfect. And then we get there, and I'm just like, nobody look at me. I am a goblin. Like,
Nah.
but it's funny because you made like, when you would tell people, like, you're like, yeah, he like that. Remember that, that lady that was up, there was the two women, and you said, like, yeah, he makes it all. And the chick was like, oh, okay. Like, she got it. She's like, oh, that's why he's that way.
Yeah, he's like, you're looking at the table. You looked sad.
I was sad, dude. You want to know why I was fucking sad?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So we brought close to 500 stickers total. It was like 20-something designs.
Yeah. Quite
Brought
a bit.
coasters, art print. You know, we had a good
Coasters
good
did
mix.
well.
Yeah, people dig the like really dig the coasters. And people obviously love the capybara.
Oh, yeah.
I killed myself making the stickers, though.
I know you did. I came to help you, like, put things away afterwards. Your entire living space was filled with, like, the empty sheets that you'd cut them from.
It looked like someone, like, robbed the joint, right? And or like it was like a police raid or something. They turn everything over.
Big sticker heist.
Yeah. So I did all that work, right?
Mm-hmm.
What ended up being one of the most popular items?
So you had a box, not stickers that you had created in preparation for this.
No.
But these were like the prototypes, the throwaways. They were like...
Not even just that. Like, sometimes I'll just be too lit. Like, because my organization is good when I'm in a good headspace. So, like, I put my stickers in, like, you know, sticker A has its own little section, right?
Yeah. So, just for brevity's sake, it was a box of all the random stickers that were either defective, prototypes, or like you said, you just never got around to sorting them.
I got lazy and I just throw them in the box.
And they were a little bit of a price cut from the stickers that you were selling.
Sure.
As like, hey, these are all finished products, properly organized. People didn't give a shit about the stickers you printed for the event.
No.
They fucking loved the random sticker
They loved
box.
the mystery box.
Yeah, you had to get some.
But it was a good time. Before I cut this off, I know it ran a little long, but it's always awesome to, like, meet people. You know?
Yeah. I guess that's why we're into it. Is we got to meet some people.
The best interaction I had was with a kid.
Yeah.
It was the kid who was flipping through the stickers I made.
Yeah.
And he saw the Zelda one from '88.
Yep.
And that motherfucker honed right in on it.
He dropped a perfect.
He was, what was he, like 4? Probably like, what, 7 or 8? Like, he was pretty
like
young.
8
to 10.
8 to 10 years old,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Drops a perfect, excuse me,
Yeah, and then he starts
princess.
hitting me with shit. He's like dropping. He's like, oh yeah, this is from this episode, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, he was good. That's my peep. I
Yeah.
like that kid.
Oh, that kid, he threw me off.
Yeah, he's cool. Kid was cool as hell.
Oh, but yeah, no. So we got more cons in the pipeline. I think we're gonna go to Granite Con.
We're trying to make that happen.
Yeah, I think we're gonna give that a go, and we'll see what else is in the pipe.
Yeah.
But come hang out with us.
For sure.
Gawk at the Goblin, and Paul will be friendly.
Yeah, anyone who's local, or even if you're not, if you travel for cons, come see us. We'd love to see a fan.
Yeah, we got things and stuff.
Yeah. Evan will give the first 50 fans a 100% discount.
Nope. All right. So
yeah. Let's move on to the meat of the what we wanted to talk about.
I watched. I'm pretty critical of the Walt Disney Company.
Really, I didn't know.
Yeah, pretty critical of them.
Wow, that's news to me.
But I am not a hypocrite.
Okay, how do you mean?
That's not the right way to say it. I'm not going to criticize something I haven't. I'm not a headline reader.
Okay, so you're gonna like
I'm not just going to say it's
you're gonna
shit because I
judge
saw the
some-
trailer.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
okay,
So I watched Peter Pan and Wendy.
and you loved it.
No. I did not love it.
Didn't change your mind about things.
Well, here's the thing. It's bad. Okay?
Yep.
But there is objectively a very interesting 15 minutes.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so you'd have to explain it for me.
Sure. And I'm not going to run through the whole story or anything, but it's pretty standard, except if you insert Wendy into a lot of the stuff Peter did, that's kind of what you're going to get out of this.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, she's really the focus.
Yeah, sure.
And when I saw Wendy, right, I looked at her and I was like, this girl looks very fucking familiar. And then it clicked. Not even 5 minutes in, I'm like, I bet you my fucking left ball that's Mila Jokovich's daughter.
Oh, really?
So I looked it up. You fucking bet your ass it is.
Wow.
But
No
here's
kidding.
the thing. You know how I feel about Mila.
Huge fan.
Box office poison.
Yeah. She's kind of cancer on every movie she's been in.
So it's like, if that's the person that trained you, what hope do you have?
Yeah.
So
The progeny of like one of the worst actresses to ever live.
So the kid who played Peter, it came across as more obnoxious than boyish charm, which kind of works.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not off-brand for Peter.
And I would even argue that Wendy, like, from the trailers and stuff, I thought she was going to be like fucking the main character from Willow, where you just don't root for her at all.
Okay.
And she wasn't that at all.
Okay.
She did throw her brothers under the bus at the beginning for no reason. Like, it was
just an ass.
just being mean for no reason. And I was
Okay.
like, what
Sure.
why are you like this?
Oh, they're siblings.
I know, but it's like they look up to her. There was it was very strange.
Oh, like they're like good-natured.
And they were like hurt by it. They were like, why did you do that? And I'm just like, oh no, is she going to be a fucking jerk?
Yeah.
But that was the only like real jerk moment.
Okay.
So whatever.
Sure.
The story's pretty, it's dull, bordering on like, I don't know why you had to make the changes you did type of thing.
Yeah.
And then and about an hour in, okay, and I will say Jude Law as Captain Hook was fine. Not anything revolutionary, like, very generic vanilla, but it was fine, good enough.
Okay.
But what was interesting is an hour in, right, of this fucking slop, they decide to almost completely switch gears. And they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, Peter and James were friends. And James grew up. And Peter banished him. And I was like, wait, what the fuck are we doing? Wait a minute. What? Peter's the bad guy? So... that goes on for 15 minutes, and you humanize Hook. He's hurt, right?
Right. He's a kid who got banished
because he missed his mother, and it's just like you hear all this shit, and it's like Peter Pan is a piece of shit,
right?
And then so now I'm getting into it,
You're
and
like,
I'm just
okay,
like,
this could
I'm like,
be good.
wait a minute, did this just shift? Is Disney pulling a fasty? Did this just shift gears? And I'm into it now, and I'm like, oh my god,
Let me guess, they didn't.
Am I gonna like this? No. They didn't. So he,
right.
Hook expresses the pain to Wendy because he heard the lullaby, and I'm like, I'm in. You got me.
Cool.
And then he just is like, nah, never mind, kill everybody.
He's like, I'm just an
gonna
asshole.
Go back to being Hook. And I was just like,
all right, fine.
But you were so close.
You had something there where you could have made an interesting movie of this, and you decided not to.
Yeah, it's really strange because it feels like two different movies. Like,
I see.
It's like the Oreo cream is that Hook
is
thing.
that one thing. Yeah. They just were
and
like,
I got to tell you,
no
dude,
more of that.
It was it was compelling. Like, I was watching and I was going, oh my God, this might actually be good.
Wow.
No. Fucking good. There's a scene where, in the cartoon where they push Wendy off the plank and Peter saves her?
Yeah.
No. Tinkerbell gives her the power.
Okay.
So she saves herself. And then as she's flying up, Hook goes, she's got the boy magic. And she looks him dead in the eye and she goes,
the
boy's magic, because he doesn't like to say Peter's name.
I know.
She goes, this magic belongs to no boy.
Oh.
That's dialogue lifted right out of the movie. What a fucking stupid line.
That's tough.
Awful. Like, shit like that pulls you out of it, because it was like,
I see.
oh.
How was it, like, visually? Did it look good?
No.
No. Oh, really?
No, like the sword
I was
fights.
gonna say the previews like made it look like it had.
It wasn't as bad as like some of the Marvel shit we've seen recently, but like it's still not.
Yeah.
You know,
All
the
right.
FX still wasn't where
What a
it needed
shame.
to be.
I
Yeah,
don't know
because
what's going on with them.
there was something really interesting there. Like there was a moment where I was like, "Holy shit! If we're going down this path,
They could have made something of it. They
had me in
chose
the
not.
first half."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
That kind of deal. Well, I can't say that I'm fucking surprised. It's not an
Oh, I'm
amazing
not
movie.
surprised. I'm surprised there was even any cream in it.
That there was any sort of like redeeming hope for a
Yeah.
little bit there.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. What a shame.
It almost got because you know how I feel about it. Peter Pan is the bad guy in the book.
Right. Yes, he's like a little eldritch being. He
And then what
kidnaps
bothers
children.
me the most,
Yeah.
right, is that you hear all of this shit.
Banishes them to the
Right,
void.
but you hear about this shit. Like all the Lost Boys / girls, and there were pirate women and shit, which,
Okay.
whatever, no issue there, because that's true to history.
Sure, yep.
Hear this stuff about Peter. It's like, oh, James was your best friend, and he missed his mother, and you banished him.
Right. That was your response.
And then he grew up because you banished him because he missed his mother,
Right.
and now he's come back to like look you in the eye and be like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, you ruined my life.
Right. And then at the end, he's still like, Pan is still redeemed. And that bothered
Oh,
me.
really?
That,
He's fine?
That really bothered
You
me.
got to ruin a man's entire life.
There was a scene at the end where Hook is about to fall in the water, and Peter's, they had their moment, and Peter saw the error of his ways. And he says to Hook, he goes, James, think happy thoughts, right? Because he wants him to not fall.
Yeah.
And he looks him dead in the eyes, and he goes, I don't have any. And then he falls in the water, and I was like,
Wow.
do that fucking movie.
Yeah,
Holy
that movie
shit.
could have been great.
That's what I'm saying, is there were like weird moments where I was like, oh, the movie that guy wrote, like, do that movie.
Do you think there was one writer, some like really talented person, who wrote those scenes, wrote that stuff with Hook, and was just like so fucking sad about everything around
Yeah, like
it?
the producers are just like, that'll be our B plot. And it's like,
He's
but
like,
that should be the A plot.
that should
like,
be the whole thing.
like they're at the beginning when he lures the kids onto the fucking roof.
Yeah.
This is what I thought. Oh my God, he's going to make them jump. They're going to die, and that's why they never grow up.
Ooh.
That's not what happened, obviously.
No,
but like, that's the type of shit that you would expect from Peter.
Yeah, look, you know that Disney's not brave enough to take those kinds of risks.
No, but you know what they did is they showed us, you know what it is they showed us the ugly side. They just didn't have the gall to follow through.
Right, they can't commit to it.
And nobody seemed to be bothered by any of it. And I was just like,
Everyone's just like weirdly
everyone is
okay
just
with
cool
shit.
that like Peter threw his best friend to the wolves because he missed his
Over
mother.
like the most normal human fucking thing.
Peter, I really like hanging out with you. I miss my mom though, man. Like it's just hard, you know?
Yeah,
Get
it's
the
been a
fuck
long
out-
time.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were my best friend.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
I know it's been 100 years and everyone you know and love is dead. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck, dude? He's a bad guy.
Yeah, not
Totally
the best.
redeemed. Oh, and by the way, he's during the big sword fight, Peter falls, Wendy saves him.
Yeah, of course.
And that's fine, but it's weird. It just feels weird.
Just an odd rewrite,
And he
I
just
guess.
like looks at her like, "Oh, thank goodness."
Oh, you finally.
And I'm just like, "Why would you save him? Let that piece of shit fall."
Yeah, he kind of had it coming.
He's a douche. Awful.
Piece of
Awful.
shit. So hold on. I know we were gonna move on to some other stuff.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
watched another movie very recently.
I did. I caught. I
I know
finally.
we talked about this.
I
But
finally watched Evil Dead Rise.
was it not everything I cracked it up to be?
It really was. And what's very surprising to me is, you said that it kind of had the same sort of trajectory that the original Evil Dead had, right?
Yep.
And it does absolutely feel that way. Like
Yeah.
the beginning of Rise was very scary.
Yep. It just as the beginning of Evil Dead 2 maintained the horror.
There's a turning point though,
Yep.
right? I couldn't say where it is. I'd have to watch
It's
it again.
tough. I think it's towards like the 2/3 into the movie.
Do you think when like the chimera sort of like, because even that's kind of frightening.
I think even before that they had glimpses of like the humor in it.
There were glimpses, but I will tell you, dude, what really got me was the scene where the main character was running. She was running, and they did the close up with the blood and stuff.
Well, the way she has the blood on her face
is exactly how it looked, how Bruce Campbell's blood was. But just her face,
she nailed.
She had the expression.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I was already sold, but that cemented it. I was like, this is fucking excellent.
Right, you took a classic.
Yeah,
you took a classic trilogy.
Yeah,
you're updating it to be modern.
Yep.
And
this is what they mean by for modern audiences.
Right. And it isn't like you didn't have to redo the plot one for one with these either. You're doing something different, but it's recognizably.
But there's heart to it.
Yeah,
and
same trajectory.
You're not going
so
like,
nice.
You know that fucking guy Ash? He was actually a piece of shit.
Yeah, we're going to use only female protagonists, and we're going to really downplay the men.
And the thing
you don't
is,
have to do that.
Just
and
to be
they're
clear,
really great protagonists.
Right, and just to be clear, it was mostly females in this movie.
Yep.
And you root for the main character.
Yeah. They do such a good fucking job.
Right, because it just had heart.
All the elements that make this an Evil Dead movie are there.
Oh,
everything.
You know what? It has a lot of practical effects.
Yep.
Right? It has the blood.
Yep.
And there are creepy moments, like when she crawls through the fucking vent.
Yeah.
That makes you uncomfortable.
It gives you your gross out gore.
Yep.
It makes you fucking cringe at some of the injuries in it.
Yep.
Oh, it does such a good job.
And the woman that plays, the mother, the main deadite or whatever.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Good for her.
Yeah,
really,
nailed it. Like, really nailed it.
She left it all out there. She fucking was like, you know what? I'm doing this.
I am excited to see what Evil... Because I like the remake.
Yep.
I am very excited to see what's going to happen going forward. Because you have opened... Dude, now that there are 3 Necronomicons, you've opened a door.
I would lose my shit for a analog in this trilogy to Army of Darkness.
Oh, it'd be incredible.
I would be so fucking happy.
But I'm telling you, if you want to look at a series that has been remade for modern audiences, Evil Dead is probably the best one I've seen.
Killing it. So good.
It's totally different than the original.
Right. They are not, like, the closest one you'll get
is the first one.
Is the first. Because they're like, let's hit all the classic elements. Let's put them all there.
That's a little more shot for shot, right?
Right. A little more. But this time they're like, hey, let's step back. Let's just take the base elements and see what we can play with.
There's so much for fans, too. I was telling you this earlier, that when they look at the stairs, it's the flashback to the bridge.
Yeah.
Like, it's just things like that. You told me the pizza is Helen. Henrietta, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
She's in the cellar, dude.
Yeah, the witch, as she's often known.
Yeah. I was very, very surprised at how good it was.
Very, very.
So
I loved it.
I got to tell you, if you're into horror and you like a little bit of camp, because it does get a little silly at the end.
Right.
Not overly silly, but here's the thing. I would say Evil Dead 2, when he has the break, where
goes a little sillier.
But the thing of it is like he's just accepted that this is his life.
Yeah, he lives in a mad world.
Right. So he's just lost his mind.
Right.
So at that point, you kind of almost take like a breath. You're just like, okay, this is just reality now.
And to go into, not to verge too far, that's what I love about Ash as a character is he's like, okay, I live in an insane world, therefore I'm insane.
Right.
And he just lives with that throughout the rest of it. I love that.
Yeah, that was incredible.
We see a more minor version of that with the main character in this one.
But that's because this is only her first experience. So if they continue on with her, I'd like to see her get crazy.
Yeah. And again,
There
with
were
the
hints.
expressions,
There were
they
hints.
show she has that
And
level
even-
of
not even just that, like
Right.
that the end with the chainsaw through the head and stuff.
Oh, I love it.
But I'm just saying, like, that was the same kind of energy. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, you're losing it.
She drops a come get some.
She does. She does. She's starting to
Come
accept the
get
reality.
some. I love it.
Yeah. It really was. You know what? It was a great time.
Oh, super
Here's the
fun
thing.
movie to watch.
That was a great time. Renfield was a great time. Like, there's a couple out there right now that if you just want to have a good fucking time,
Yeah, movies doing well recently.
like horror.
yeah,
Although I heard Guardians is good. I'm gonna
I've
try
heard
to
good
check
things.
that out.
I haven't caught it yet. Maybe we'll talk about it if we watch this between.
So Peter Pan and Wendy was. It's almost more interesting to me because it had, like, just because it had something that I was like, oh, there's a plot point in there that is incredible,
yeah,
and Jude Law pulled it off. Like when it started doing that shit, and then
Yeah,
Jude Law
Jude
got
Law's
to
a
actually
good
be like a
actor.
dramatic actor,
right.
I was like, oh, I'm buying into you,
Like,
James.
okay,
James Hook.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Let's take a look at what you got
yeah,
going
you
on.
got a lot of hurt there, boy.
Let's explore that. No,
Yeah.
not gonna.
No, because Peter's just like, look, I'm sort of the hero.
Yeah, it takes it over. He's like, get out
The
of here.
Tiger Lily shit was weird because in the original, she's there because she got kidnapped, right? That was
Yeah.
her main plot point. And in this one, she's just there.
Just kind of fucking.
She's just there to, like, kill some pirates and sure. I don't even know if they're killing them.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, the crocodile eats someone.
Well, they're probably
Yeah,
dead.
like I imagine they died. The crocodile looked fake, but I like the design of it.
Yeah, they did like something interesting with it, or
No, you know, it just kind of looked grotesque.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like,
Sure,
okay, that's
sure,
kind of
sure,
cool. Do you know who Jim Gaffigan is?
yes.
He was Shmee.
He was Jim Gaffigan as Shmee.
Yeah, he was actually decent.
I was gonna say I'll take it. That
No, he was
for some
pretty
reason
good.
works.
He was pretty good. I'm telling you, the pirate shit was very interesting. They sang sea shanties.
Oh,
It was all the pirate shit was great.
just they needed to focus on that.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going like, I've grown up. I'm siding with the pirates.
yeah. You're an adult now. You're like, well, maybe the pirates aren't all wrong.
Yeah, Peter Pan's a piece of shit.
All right, let's not get too hung up on the old fucking Peter and Wendy.
No,
Peter Pan
that's all right.
and Wendy.
Yes, and Wendy, please.
So I picked up a little game. It's a little indie thing. I actually just
what's
started
that?
playing today. It's
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know it's a small company, Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo.
like- they're
you say,
foreign
huh?
company,
What is that?
so-
Like the new Mario game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, now I'm gonna stop being a fucking asshole about it. No,
How far are you into it? So you know.
look, I'm just about done with the whole tutorial island. So
Now I
look,
heard the tutorial island is great.
so far, yeah, no, it was fun.
Like pretty different.
You know what? Let me put my biggest criticism out front.
Sure.
Is playing through the tutorial island
Yep.
and just the whole opening of the game, the mechanics, everything.
Yeah.
I just sort of got this impression. It was like an intrusive thought, maybe. I was like, wow, this is like Breath of the Wild DLC.
Yeah. I can imagine that's probably the right feeling.
I get it.
And the thing
Breath
is,
of
it's
the
like,
Wild
yeah,
is phenomenal.
I imagine it is Breath of the Wild DLC, except it's 80 hours worth of DLC.
True. And that's just it.
But I heard the story is really good.
At this point, I couldn't
No.
speak to it.
I
You
know. I'm
right?
just that's kind of the rumblings that I heard is overall the game feels like Breath of the Wild.
Right.
The story's really good, and then I guess the building mechanics are very interesting.
There's some, yeah. So the difference is you get like a whole different slew of powers this time.
Yeah.
So like there's a whole mechanic around fusing things onto whatever weapon you have.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but
I just think it makes for like some fun.
I'm sure later on it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
and,
right
like,
now it's not, though.
No, it's like, okay, I can grab a nearby rock and fuse it to my sword, and now it does a little bit more damage.
Right.
But I'm swinging around a sword with a rock on it.
So I was gonna buy it, but obviously right now I'm knee deep in AC
Yeah.
parts. So I'm not gonna buy it. Can't can't buy it.
Sure. Can't afford it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Be an artist.
Yeah. Do something you love.
Yeah,
and you'll be hungry every
Creativity.
day.
Yeah, starving artist. So I watched. There's a Let's Play. The game. What the hell is it? It's the one with the Mario logo or whatever. Like whoever that guy is.
I don't know.
I like his shit. Right? He's terrible at gaming, but he does a really good job cutting them together.
Cool.
20-hour Let's Play.
Wow. That's
the game.
significant.
That's the game. So I started watching it, and there were my notes at the beginning were. It seems like it just starts.
It absolutely does. They
So
are
that's
just
a
like
little
dropped in.
Yeah, that's a little jarring. And then maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I don't know. I don't want my Zelda characters to talk. It fucks with me so hard, dude. Because I would say that my like I had played like Legend of Zelda when I was a kid, but like my first real Zelda experience was Ocarina.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk, they made grunts.
Yeah.
So the voices in my head are based off of the grunts that I heard.
Yeah, well, these are different incarnations of the
Doesn't
same people.
fuck it. It's the same people, bro.
Look, I'm going to say it like this.
All right, you tell me.
I kind of had the same
Link
feeling
doesn't
as
talk,
you
right?
initially.
I don't think
and
Link
by
talks.
initially, I mean in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Wait, does Link talk in Breath of the Wild?
No, but everyone else does.
Right, and Link doesn't talk in this either. Yeah.
Not so far, at least.
No.
But no, like, you know what? I think most of the voices are really good, and they add character.
Okay.
And they're they're just.
I'm not shitting on it. They're well
pretty
done.
good.
They're well done. It's
Except
just, you know what it
Ganondorf.
is? You know what it is? Is it's just I have such strong voices in my head of these characters that it's very jarring to hear them speak. And I agree with you on Ganondorf because like
that was the one that really I was like,
look,
that doesn't sound like the voice.
You hate Matt Mercer a lot more than I do.
Okay, look, don't say hate.
All right, you like I probably would say I'm more tolerant of him than you are.
I think he's a little overutilized, and my main criticism is of Critical Role the show,
right? It's not the
of
man.
Matt Mercer.
No, that's fair. I'll retract my previous statement.
And you know what? It's just his voice.
Yeah, he just does his voice, though.
No, he does quite a few voices, but his actual voice, I don't think he can hit the pitch.
No, it should be a baritone.
That Ganondorf needs.
No, it's supposed to be a baritone.
Yeah, he can't do it.
So when I heard, I haven't gotten very far, right? But when I heard Prune Ganon, as I'm calling him, calling him Prune Ganon, speak, I was like, okay, I will accept this voice as Prune Ganon, but when he becomes Daddy Ganondorf,
yeah,
he better fucking have the velvet voice.
He becomes Luscious Ganon.
Yeah. You can't make him sound like that. If he walks out and he sounds like that,
it's going to be very jarring and disappointing for me.
Yeah. What was that movie where like all the chicks were looking at that dude in the pool and they were like, "Oh, he's so hot," and then he walked up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Canadian, eh?"
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll have to see if I can find it. But they were looking at this dude. He had the muscles and shit, and then he had the
that voice.
Yeah, and it's the same thing.
Interesting.
It's just the voice is so wrong.
That's just very disappointing.
But we'll have to see. Well, maybe they change it.
You're right.
Why would you use a pitch? Just use a fucking pitch tool.
No, dude. I don't know. I can't tell you why.
Yeah, it's really distracting.
Again, no. Everything else, if you liked Breath of the Wild, you're gonna enjoy this. It's essentially the same game.
I also don't love like how
slightly updated mechanics.
It's been what, 6 years since Breath of the Wild came out? After you beat Ganon, right?
Yeah.
Do they go down there?
No.
They don't even explain what he's doing down. Like that
They
hint at what the corruption is, but like
right. And that's just it. Is I think they're just trying to save why he's down there and everything for later.
Like it's weird that they didn't do like a flashback. at the beginning.
Well, no. Well, oh, you mean to like Breath of the Wild, like cover
because
those events?
Like I said, it just starts. You're just like in that fucking cave or
True.
underneath Hyrule.
Yeah, I guess if you didn't play Breath of the Wild, if you were just to try to pick up Tears of the Kingdom,
not even just that. I haven't played it in 6 years, Paul. It jarred me. I was like, wait, did I miss something? Did I miss the first 5 minutes?
Hold on, what happened?
Yeah, how did we even get here?
I can get that. I do.
It does, and again, it does look like Breath of the Wild. There are a couple of upgrades with like shadows and stuff.
Sure.
But the Switch, like, this is the thing. The Switch hardware is limited.
Right. You're never going to make like some really insane graphical masterpiece.
And if you're going to have a giant open world on the Switch, like, you got to make some sacrifices.
Right. There's going to be some corners cut. That's just what's going to happen.
So you're done with the tutorial, or just about?
Just about.
I heard like the first 15 after the tutorial feels a lot like Breath of the Wild.
I imagine so.
And then you start getting into the building and stuff. I've seen videos on TikTok of like people have built like tanks.
Yeah, I guess that, sure, why not?
Yeah, and they're just like, that's not the norm, right? But there's like a dude built a bomber. Like a bomb. Yeah, he's just flying like and bombing the little moblins or whatever the fuck they're called. Yeah. Like, that's funny.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like the idea that Link's like, okay, because here, spoiler alert for something that happens in the intro cutscene.
Yeah.
Ganondorf just casually shatters the Master Sword.
Ganondorf is super powerful in this one. Not only that, he like ruins Link's arm.
Yeah, it's not even his arm afterwards. That's a new arm.
Yeah, they cut his arm off.
Yeah, he
tries to fight.
Rots Link's arm off and destroys.
He doesn't even touch him.
Yeah.
He just does it with his fucking corruption.
But to get to what I was saying,
yeah,
I like the idea that Link is like, all right, sword didn't work, and just built himself a fucking bomber jet.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how about this?
He just takes a playbook out of the American military, and he's got like stealth bombers and shit, just dropping fucking
It's like, shatter this, you piece of shit.
Try this, motherfucker. I did see a clip of a dude who, what I think is interesting about this iteration of Zelda is like, there are kind of ways to break the game. Like, there's a way to like just get all the top tier shit right at the beginning.
It was that way with Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah.
And I kind of love when they're willing to be like, yeah, you guys are gonna break it, but we'll put it in there anyways. Because the second they showed you that, you're like, oh, you can just put things together.
Yeah.
You can just fuse things, make whatever you want out of multiple materials. They'll have physics applied to them. I'm like, oh, this is going to be very abusable.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen so far, it looks very charming.
Yep.
And I'm excited to kind of see where the story goes. The only thing I'm worried about, like you, is I don't like Ganondorf's voice so far. And my biggest criticism of Breath of the Wild is that the bosses all felt the same.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they handle bosses.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one for me. It's like the world bosses were all different, but like the main bosses, like you'd come across
a little different. It was very hit the weak spot with arrows.
Sure, but that's always how Zelda's kind of been.
Sure,
I'm talking more from like a stylistic standpoint.
Right.
All of the main, what was it, like four of the beasts or whatever?
Yeah.
They all looked very similar.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. I mean, it's getting 10 out of 10s, which I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10.
A lot of that is hype.
Yeah, it's Zelda.
Right.
But like, it's probably an 8.5 or a 9.
And I just wish they would have gone a little more adventurous.
Sure, I think you'll probably see it in the next iteration. Like, finish up your story with Breath of the Wild.
You know what this is exactly? And this isn't a criticism per se. I think to most people this will probably be an appealing statement. This is your Majora's Mask.
I would say in a way. I think the story for Breath of the Wild was kind of weak.
Okay. Yeah, I can agree.
Not the Zelda stuff, but like, yeah, you're just fighting the beast because you want to fix the corruption. Like, okay.
I can agree with you on that. What I mean by that is, here is your follow-up game.
Right. Way more, polished.
Is more polished, but mechanically and visually,
it's the same game,
almost identical.
Yeah, and people love Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
I love Majora's Mask.
Right. So it's not even a criticism. It's just, here's what to expect. This is to Breath of the Wild.
Play it for the story.
What Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time.
Play it for the story, because that's really what you got to be in for.
Yeah.
All right, one more, and then we'll put it to
make
bed.
it a quickie on this.
All right. I want to talk about something coming up that I'm still excited for it, but I've had some thoughts and I'm a little less excited.
Okay, what's that?
Mortal Kombat!
Oh, I didn't expect the whole fucking thing, but all right,
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, okay.
So
I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but you and I.
So they're
big Mortal Kombat people.
On 11. So 11 came out about 5 years ago.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
But then again, it makes a lot of sense.
And I got to be honest, I really like NetherRealm games.
Yep.
I really do.
Good.
Injustice is great.
Yep.
And I really like what they did with 11. It's got kind of the loot boxy shit and whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't super happy about that, but outside of that aspect.
How did you feel about like the fact that you could like customize the characters with different costume pieces and stuff?
I thought that the way they implemented it was almost perfect.
Almost, because you didn't have to buy anything.
Nope.
No, you could grind it out.
Yep, and it had a really great level of customization where all the characters were still very identifiable as what they were.
But you could fight the same character against each other and they would look totally different.
Yeah. Every person's, say, like Scorpion is a totally different look.
Yeah. And that was really, the graphics are great.
Yep.
Mechanically, it is
super tight.
It's one of the best fighting games I've ever played. It is very accessible, and then after you get past like the accessibility,
one of the best fighting game tutorials of all time.
Yeah, it really got you prepped.
It can take a person who's never really laid hands on a fighting game and teach them all of the fundamentals.
If you pay attention.
Well, if you play through the tutorials. They have
and pay attention, because like people play through the tutorial just to get through it.
I get that, yeah.
Because how many Scorpions or Sub-Zeros did you play? Yeah,
too many.
But the thing is that you and I really took to this game.
Yeah, we spent dozens of hours just beating on each other.
And what's really funny is at the beginning I fucking slayed you. Well, here's the thing. I would beat you and then you'd get mad and then you'd become...
Yeah, I'm a tilter. I tilt in games.
But then you started playing.
Yeah, I took the time to figure it out.
And
Let's be clear. You had the game before me.
You're a Baraka main.
Yeah.
And I am you know me, I'm an edgelord. I'm a fucking edgelord. Yeah. I played Nude Cyber. Not because he's an edgelord. I like the Tricky Dicky.
Yeah, he's a very good character.
He is. And so... for whatever reason, that matchup, Baraka, it's like rock, paper, scissors, right? And Baraka beats Noob.
Yeah. So
our skill level is probably...
approximately equal.
But your character just beats mine.
Yeah, so I got the win on...
90% of the games after you figured it out. I couldn't... unless I could get you tilted or I'd switch up my gameplay, I took a lot of L's. Now, that being said...
made you real good.
Yeah, when we played online, so there's a ranking system. I made it to the top. Elder God. I think you did as well.
I did as
right?
well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, we're not pros.
No, yeah, nowhere near pro on it.
But we got to a point where it was like, oh, these guys know what they're fucking doing.
As far as casual players go, pretty high up.
I made people rage quit.
Yeah, it was always fun.
Yeah. But
so move on to the meat of what we wanted to talk about.
Big fan of the Mortal Kombat. Have been since I was a kid.
Yeah, same.
So David Zaslav, who's the CEO of Warner Brothers, which owns NetherRealm Studios, had a call. I think it was in March.
Okay.
And it was an earnings call, and that motherfucker was just like, oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 12's coming out this year. Like, just dropped it.
This year?
Yes, just dropped it incredibly casually.
We've seen like nothing about it.
Bro, I know. This is how insane all this shit is. He just goes, yeah, and the new Mortal Kombat 12 is coming out this year.
We are just under halfway through the year.
I can only assume they're gonna show it to us during the PlayStation. Like, that's the rumors, is PlayStation's having a thing, so they're gonna show it to us there, and then probably November.
I am gonna get back to beating your ass soon.
Maybe, because
That's true. Yeah.
so there's been a couple of teasers, right?
Yeah.
And so the latest teaser showed a clock.
Okay.
And the dial started on 9, which, for those of you guys who don't know Mortal Kombat, they basically
set the timeline a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of just basically it was, what was it? It wasn't like a remake, right? A remake reboot.
Yeah.
So they told a very similar story for 9.
Yeah.
Right? And so you had 9, 10,
Continuing
and 11.
that story.
Right.
Yeah,
it all kind of
11
flowed
kinda
into each other. And at the end of 11, there's some time travel. Ooh. And so in the teaser trailer, it goes from 11 back to 1. And that made me go, oh no, there's not going to be my character. Oh.
No Noob Saibot. He's not dead yet.
I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm also kind of anxious, because, like, what story are you gonna tell?
Yeah, if they're gonna try to retell 1 again, I think that would be strange.
But what if it's a totally different story, but just in the guise of, like, all right, now this is 1, like Great Kung Lao shit.
Now, like you said, oh shit.
Yeah, but you're not. But what? Scorpion and Sub-Zero aren't going to be in it.
Look, okay,
They've been in every game.
I get it. I do. I love Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Mostly Sub-Zero.
You can't not put the two of them in the game. They've been in every iteration.
Let me talk through some of it for you.
I'm going to leave right now.
I know you will. I know. Let me talk through it. We would never have Breath of the Wild if Nintendo didn't say, hey, let's step back and drastically change the formula.
Sure, but you still have Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf.
I know. So we'll have
You're going to have Raiden.
We can have the Great Kung Lao.
Sure.
We can have Shao Kahn. We can have
You're
Raiden.
going to have Fire God Liu Kang.
We can have Fire God Liu Kang. We can have a goddamn member of the... Oh, God, why can't I remember the goddamn clan that
Which one?
Sub-Zero's from?
Lin Kuei.
The Lin Kuei. Thank you. We can have a Lin Kuei ninja. We can probably have a ninja from Scorpion's clan.
I'm concerned.
We can have all of your favorite archetypes. Be willing to try something new, Evan.
But we won't have my noob.
I know.
I don't know. If that's the path that they go, I would love to see them do like an Armageddon-esque type of game where we get all the characters.
Oh, I see.
No. I want fatalities for them, though.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As much as I love that idea,
Yeah.
when you try to jam-pack a million characters at launch,
Yeah.
the game's generally bad.
They have about 30 on average, 30 to 35 per game right now.
Now, I'm fine with them releasing, with, like you said, like 30, and then just saying, yeah, we're going to be releasing characters for this game for years.
Yeah, but the problem is that people are invested in the story. So what they end up having to do is they got to drop a new game so they can... And you know what?
I know.
I'm hoping it's Unreal 5.
Yeah?
I think that would be rad.
That would be badass.
So it is kind of weird that we haven't... I don't know if Ed Boon is just bitter because, like, he likes to troll and then drop a trailer, right?
Oh, you think he's mad about the guy just dropping
Mortal Kombat 11 dropped, like, it was at the Xbox showcase at E3, and they were going to show a car game. Or it was the PlayStation showcase at E3, and they were going to show, like, some kind of car game.
Yeah.
And then Scorpion just busted through the screen, and then they dropped the trailer.
And like, yeah, there you go.
And that's Boone. Like, that's the shit that he does.
He's showmanship.
Bit of a trickster.
I love him.
Yeah, he's Noob Saibot. That's what his fucking name is.
I know.
So I don't know if he's just bitter and he's just like, just give these fuckers teasers. That's all they get.
Yeah. You guys don't get to have shit. This stupid idiot already said
He texted right after it happened, and he's like, you guys excited for Injustice 3? Like,
oh, man.
I don't know. But yeah, so it's been, it's been kind of a wild week.
Yeah. It has been. It's been quite a bit
little
going
bit,
on.
we did the con.
Yeah.
That always takes a lot out of me. And I'm getting older. Like, it took me a minute to recover. Yeah. I used to be able to do those all-nighters and, like, bounce back after, like, a day or two. Took me like 3 or 4
I was
days.
surprisingly fine after all that.
Yeah, you did the all-nighter
I
too,
came
right?
off an all-nighter
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
You're a little younger than I am. It'll come.
I'm still in my 30s.
It'll come.
All right.
You'll be surprised at how,
Sure.
like, once you start getting into
Look,
the 30s.
I get it. You don't got to fucking explain
Look,
it to me.
Just be on my side with Captain Hook, all right?
All right. I am.
So let's put this
Shit.
one to bed. That's episode 53 of the corner.
We're doing quite a few
Oh,
of these.
we're getting long in the teeth.
Ooh.
Yeah. Paul, as always, couldn't do it without you.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
Currently,
Yeah,
look,
I'm looking.
I'm going to say the same thing I've said for,
Yeah. What do you got?
what, 40 episodes now?
No, it's probably like 38. Yeah,
You
what do
can
you got?
find me on TikTok,
You are on
partially
there.
proficient. I paint models. I do a little Warhammer 40K
Yeah,
stuff.
your painting skills are pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm all right. I think I'm pretty good. That's part of the appeal, is I'm not intimidating. But
yeah.
so I post there once every 6 months. You
Yeah,
know,
once in a
something.
blue moon.
So if you want to check me out, love to see you there.
All right, guys. So you know where to find us. CatalystCrafting.com is the main website. Catalyst Creations NH is the Etsy store. Pretty good. We're coming up. You know, we're into the deep thousands now on the orders.
Yeah.
You know, got a nice review the other day. You know, did a Hark sticker,
Yep.
and the guy goes 5 stars, which you love.
Yep.
And he starts quoting the lighthouse, and I'm like, oh, this is my motherfucking guy,
Yeah.
all the
That's
way.
our people.
Yeah, like us on the socials, share it. You know, that helps with the AI overlords like that. So if you could do that, you know, it's a couple clicks. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it really helps. And what do you guys think? I mean, you gonna show up to one of our cons? Like, come on now. Did you watch Peter Pan and Wendy? Did you buy Zelda? If you did, I'm jealous. And who's your main in Mortal Kombat? All right, crew. We'll catch you on the next one.